Professor Armitage, a man etched with the lines of countless sleepless nights spent poring over ancient texts and obscure histories, lived a life shrouded in secrecy. His grand Victorian mansion, perched atop Widow's Hill, was a testament to his eccentricities, a Gothic labyrinth of dusty shelves overflowing with artifacts from forgotten civilizations. He was a collector, a connoisseur of the unusual, the unsettling, the forbidden. But his most prized possession was far beyond the realm of mere curiosity. It was a thing of unspeakable horror. Nestled in his study, behind a locked oaken door guarded by a complex system of locks and alarms, stood the shadow cabinet. It wasn't made of wood or metal, but of something far more sinister, a dark, polished obsidian, seemingly absorbing the light around it. Within, suspended in a swirling, amber-colored liquid, were a collection of desiccated human hearts. Each heart, shrunken and blackened, was uniquely marked, bearing the faintest whisper of the life it once held. These weren't just any hearts. Each belonged to a criminal executed for a particularly heinous crime, their lives abruptly ended by the hangman's noose or the executioner's axe. Armitage had acquired them through clandestine means, a shadowy network of informants and smugglers feeding his insatiable hunger for the macabre. He believed these hearts held a key, a dark understanding of human evil, a whispered secret of the soul itself. He meticulously documented each heart, noting the date of execution, the crime committed, and any peculiar details surrounding the death. He would spend hours staring at them, his eyes reflecting the eerie glow of the amber liquid, searching for answers to questions that haunted him. Was there a visible manifestation of their evil? A trace of their depravity imprinted upon the very structure of the organ? His obsession bordered on madness. His sleep was fractured, haunted by the silent whispers of the deceased. He neglected his duties at the university, his colleagues growing increasingly concerned about his deteriorating mental state. His housekeeper, Mrs. Periwinkle, a stout woman with a perpetually worried expression, found herself increasingly disturbed by the unnatural quiet emanating from his study. She would hear whispers, faint and distorted, emanating from within the locked room, a chorus of condemned souls. One stormy night, as lightning illuminated the shadowed corners of the study, Armitage made a chilling discovery. One of the hearts belonging to a notorious serial killer known only as the Nightingale pulsed faintly. A faint, unnatural rhythm, a terrifying counterpoint to the relentless drumming of the storm. Panic seized him. Had he unleashed something far beyond his comprehension? Something that sought to break free from its obsidian prison? He frantically tried to seal the cabinet more securely, his trembling hands fumbling with ancient locks. The whispers grew louder, morphing into a chilling chorus of screams, echoing throughout the mansion. The amber liquid swirled violently, threatening to spill its macabre contents. The very air seemed to crackle with malevolent energy. He felt a chilling presence, a tangible sense of malice wrapping around him. He knew he couldn't keep this secret forever. The hearts were not merely objects of morbid fascination, they were a gateway to something far more sinister. The shadows that danced in the corners of his study were not just figments of his imagination, they were the emanations of the souls trapped within the cabinet. He was consumed by fear and a growing realization that his obsession had led him to the precipice of unimaginable horror. He knew what he had to do, even if it meant sacrificing his life's work, his most prized possession. He would destroy the shadow cabinet, severing the connection to the darkness it had unleashed. But the question remained, could he escape the darkness that clung to him, the stain of his obsession? Would the shadows ever truly leave him? The darkness clung to him, his collection a manifestation of his dark fascination, something that he understood only too well. Could he outrun his own morbid curiosity? The answer eluded him, lost in the echoing whispers of the damned. He was alone with his macabre collection, haunted by the silence and the echoes. His fear intensified. As the night grew colder, he was trapped, a prisoner of his own making. His destiny was intertwined with the fates of the souls in his shadow cabinet. Their presence was not merely in his study, but also in his mind. His obsession had become a living, breathing entity, one that could easily consume him entirely. He knew that he was approaching the edge of a cliff, his actions irrevocably sealing his fate. Would his life unravel at the hands of his own morbid collection? He was haunted by the weight of his obsession, realizing that he had created his own abyss, one from which there may be no escape. The hearts were a dark mirror, reflecting the terrifying depths of his own soul.